home in 2022 can definitely be a stressful experience, particularly when you aren't familiar with the process and don't necessarily have a firm grasp on some of the key real estate terms and how they all fit within the home buying process. If you have found yourself unsure or confused about some of the terms being thrown around in today's market, you're not alone. In this video, I am going to review some key real estate terms that all buyers should be familiar with so that you can make much better decisions knowing exactly what everything means and what to expect when. Be sure to stick around to the very end where I touch on one term that has been causing some major stress lately, especially in today's highly competitive market where buyers are forgoing financing conditions in favor of more competitive, clean offers. If we haven't met before, my name is Danielle Wilson, and I help families just like yours buy the types of homes that really make them happy and sell the homes that are no longer serving them in the beautiful city of Thunder Bay. Let's start with 3 terms that often cause confusion for first-time homebuyers: offer date, condition date, and possession date. The offer presentation date is the date that the seller will be reviewing any submitted offers with their realtor. Offer presentation is not only date driven, but also occurs at or after a specified time. Offer holdbacks can be subject to many variables, and communication between all parties is key. The condition date is the deadline that a buyer must adhere to when meeting the conditions that were in their offer. If a buyer has not met the conditions before the deadline and the seller is not willing to offer an extension, their offer will be null and void. The possession date is the date that the buyer would get the keys to their new property. The possession date is specified in the agreement of purchase and sale, and it is legally binding. Next, I'd like to touch on irrevocables. An irrevocable is the time that the seller has to either accept, reject, or counter an offer. In this market, there are times when an offer may have a specified irrevocable, such as 72 hours to respond to offers, rather than a holdback. The irrevocable time starts when the seller's realtor receives the offer. Offers with an irrevocable must be presented to the seller at the earliest practicable time, and as such can get pretty chaotic when there's a whole bunch of offers coming in at all kinds of different times. Note that in a strong seller's market, the power in an irrevocable lies completely with the seller. All right, let's talk about deposits. In order to make an offer legally binding, a deposit must be received by the listing brokerage within a specified time frame, generally 24 hours of an accepted offer. The deposit is held in the brokerage's trust account until either conditions are met and the offer firms up, or conditions are not met, at which point the deposit would be released back to the buyer. Or, in legally contentious situations, may be held in trust until legal proceedings take place. While the actual size of the deposit is actually irrelevant from a legal standpoint, there are norms depending on your marketplace that your realtor can advise you on. I also wanted to touch on the difference between pre-approvals and approvals, particularly for first-time home buyers. Being pre-approved by your financial institution or mortgage broker is a critical first step in the home buying process, but know that it does not mean that you don't require a financing condition, and that where your approval comes from also makes a really big difference. In fact, automated online pre-approval processes generally carry little to no credibility in today's highly competitive market. Meeting with your lender, be it virtually or in person, and speaking with an actual mortgage professional is key. Once you are pre-approved, your purchase will still need to actually be fully approved by both your financial institution and your mortgage insurer, such as CMHC, if your down payment is 5% or less. Finally, we need to touch on appraisals. An appraisal is an unbiased professional opinion of a home's value and is used whenever a mortgage is involved in buying, refinancing, or selling a property. In today's highly competitive market, where no to little conditions and offers have a definite competitive edge, it is very important to understand that if the home doesn't appraise out and you don't have a financing condition, you will be required to pay out of pocket the difference between the appraised value of the home and your purchase price. The key takeaway here is that if you are submitting a clean offer, Make sure that you have the funds to cover any potential shortfalls. So that is the basic terminology of real estate for buyers that I feel will be most helpful to you as you navigate your real estate purchase. If this video helped you gain some clarity on real estate terminology and how it relates to home buying, definitely click subscribe and stay tuned for more information that I believe will empower you to make the best decisions possible.